Yo, can y'all see me without the light?
Welcome to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. And today we gonna be doing a diss track tier list. And disclaimer before we even get started, this is just a list of just random diss tracks I put together. I am not saying that these are the greatest diss tracks. We're gonna be doing a part two to this, probably a part three, probably a part four. So before you look at it and say, "Where is no Vaseline?" Where is Meet the Grams or whatever? We're getting there. This is just the first one we're going to do. We're going to go through these tracks and we're going to put them in a tier list. And we got to come to a consensus. We're going to be like the jury at the end. We all got to agree to put it somewhere on the list. So we got a bunch of diss tracks here and we're going to go through it. Got my man Stan in the building, got Kurt in the building. What's going on, fellas?
What's going
What
on,
up?
man?
As my man said, bro, this is not an official list. These are just random tracks because we know how niggas is about their rap music. We do not want to die over this, y'all. We don't want to die over
Nah,
this. So this
it
is
ain't that
just,
serious.
yeah, it ain't
Yeah,
that
it's not that
serious,
serious.
bro. It's just some random diss tracks that that we know of, and we're putting them on the list. Please don't be mad at us if your
Yeah,
favorite is not up there.
and I wanted some random ones up here that people don't really talk about. I want some random stuff, and that will be that in part two. I want to go through a bunch
Yeah.
of them. There's a lot of diss
Hey,
tracks
I
that's
sent you
happening.
one. I sent you a nice one yesterday, yo.
You
I
did, you
told
did.
that too.
Yeah, we're gonna get to more. So without any further ado, let's get to it. We're gonna start with 50 Cent, Piggy Bank. This one was on the Massacre. The targets here were JadaKiss, Ja Rule, Fat Joe, and Nas caught some shots as well. This was really like 50's beginning in terms of him kind of transferring into kind of
The villain.
yeah, exactly, the villain. So I will start with Stan. Piggy Bank, where would you put it on the tier list?
Probably a D. It's an overrated song. It's a vastly overrated song. It's not even that good. And really he was just going after niggas with street cred because that's what he was looking at that point. If you go back to that time, he had already did what he did with Ja Rule and ended his career pretty much.
Hmm.
He was just looking for street cred, and so he went after street niggas. Jadakiss, Fat Joe, Nas. The most three guys with so much with at that time a shit ton of street cred. He was just going
Hmm.
after niggas with street cred, and it was the wrong decision because Jadakiss and them niggas just unleashed a barrage of tracks
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, we're gonna
with
get.
with no response from 50 at all. It was like, well, I just thought I don't think it was a very good song. I don't think it was that good. I don't think it was that impactful. I just think that he just called out some street niggas and niggas with credibility, and he just left it alone. I think he just did. I think he was looking for credibility after the Ja Rule thing, because Ja Rule had no credibility with the hip hop community at that point. He was still trying to rebuild his with what he had.
Yeah.
Rebuild his street credibility after pretty much becoming a pop star. So 50 figured he couldn't just keep taking shots at that nigga because he had no street cred. So he picked, the heavy street cred niggas, Jadakiss and Fat Joe and Nas. So and it was corny. At that point, that was when I wasn't never a big 50 Cent fan, as your brother, as Reggie will tell you. I was not I've never was, am not now.
Okay,
And
that's why it's a
so
D. Okay, that's why it's
yeah,
a D.
put it
Okay.
right in that D category. It's not an F, but it's a D.
Kurt,
I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna go C. I think C is like average, and putting it D would make it below average. Okay, but I think it's average. I think it's an average diss track. We're not saying like I don't really think it's that good of a song, as Stan said, but I think it's an average diss track. And this is something you left out, Stan, about about 50 at that time. Remember, Fat Joe had the New York song with Jadakiss,
Hmm.
Fat Joe, and,
right?
and, and that had pop. And the reason I'm putting it at C is because of the mentality of 50. 50 really felt like, yo, I want this nigga to not live and y'all doing tracks trying to revive this nigga, okay, all you niggas getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, that is some whole nother other like Reggie said, he became a villain, right? Like, because before it was just him and Ja Rule, and they was like, well, you doing what you gotta do. Um, he had how to rob, early in his career, but that was just like some mad rapper shit that went crazy. Um, that might have to be on the list also for future reference, Reggie. Um, but I'm giving it a C because he actually did rap. He actually did rap, and his mentality behind it, and he addressed niggas. We was talking about what we want out of diss tracks. We want you to address niggas. We want you to punch them in their mouth. We want you to make it known. I think he covered everything that you are supposed to cover in a diss track. It's just not as potent. And I mean, he got diss tracks that made millions times of a bigger impact than this one did. This was kind of like when it first dropped, it was like, hey, yo, 50 Cent going at JadaKiss? And it's like, all right, I'm going to listen to that. But he got some shits that you had to make sure a nigga listen to. Like, no, you're not listening to it later, Reggie. You're going to listen to it now. This is how big this track is, bro. So when I think about his mentality, when I think about what he actually said and think about him covering, I would just say it's average, which would make it a C.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I feel like it's a C technically because I agree with everything you said. But when you say it didn't make an impact, like I think it did make an impact, and it was a bad impact because this really was the beginning of the end. Even though he went on to still have some more success, this song is the start of the downfall of G Unit because it started the chain of events that took them down.
Yeah.
Because like Stan said, going after Ja was one thing because of the real hip hop heads really wasn't like rocking with Ja to that level. We like some of the songs, you couldn't help but like them, but
Yeah.
we weren't rocking with them like that on an MC level. But then when you start going to Jadakiss and you start going at like Nas, like you're
Joe, Fat Joe.
now, yeah, you're talking about hip hop royalty at that point. And so,
Yeah.
and this, of course, started the chain of events because it led to what happened, like Stan was saying, with the Locks responding, which then led to the chain of events of Game not getting kicked out of G Unit because he didn't want to go against Jada and Nas, which then led to that instance. So it was a bad impact. It was the beginning of the end. So I'm like in between C and D, honestly, but like I'm going to I gotta go with Stan. I gotta put it at a D. He
Well, that's two
did
versus one,
rap
right?
okay technically, but man, like it really wasn't a great track overall. The even like the bars were that hit were just so bland and basic. The Fat Joe diss, that fat nigga thought Lean Back was in the club. My shit is platinum. His was a dud. Like, come on, that's all. That's
So
it. Like, you could have found a better
that's
way.
fucking
You could have found a better way to do that. So
it's
You
awful,
see,
yo.
you
That's
niggas,
fucking. I'm a,
gonna always be local. He said something like that to Jadakiss and them. You niggas gonna always be local. Some
yeah,
shit like that.
NY, they love your vocals, but that's NY. Your ass is local. Like what? Like Jadakiss is yeah. I gotta put it at a D.
I live
I
in
gotta put it at a
Baltimore, yo,
D.
and I love that nigga. What are you talking about? I
it
mean,
was
look, I,
Right,
lame,
can-
man.
I,
right.
can, I can
I'm,
agree.
I'm, I'm considering putting it in the F category now.
Dang, I know niggas did talk it down to an F, but no, I gotta
I'm
go
about to
D.
talk that shit down to F.
I can agree with D, yo. I can agree with D.
That song's
I don't,
fucking
All right.
trash, man.
I don't, I don't think it's a. I don't know, but we'll talk. But I don't think it's a F up there, yo. But we'll talk. We'll
Mm.
talk. We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right. The next one is the response to Piggy Bank, which is Jadakiss's Checkmate. This track
So
was
can I?
interesting. I actually I
Can
did a
I
little
go first?
research on it.
Oh,
Say
go ahead. Do
no.
your thing. Do your thing.
Okay. I did some research on the song. Did you know that this song actually charted on the Billboard Hip Hop 200. Like, it was kind of crazy, especially that time. A diss track actually make it to the Billboard is pretty interesting.
Well,
So I'm gonna start with
again,
mhm.
the number one song in the country right now is a diss track. So I mean, what's
That's now though, but back then that's kind of
yeah,
unheard of.
Diss tracks wasn't even being, yeah, they wasn't even being played back then.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So,
Um,
Kurt, I'm gonna start with you, man. Where do you put Piggy? I
yo,
mean, excuse me.
you
Where do you put
already know
Checkmate?
JadaKiss. That's my favorite rapper. You know what I know. Straight off the muscle, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Um, Jadakiss shot the world. Remember how Muhammad Ali was like, I shot the world, I shot the world. You gotta think, a lot of G Unit fans was white boys that was living in like in rural areas that was trying to be down with our culture. They had no idea, like 50 Cent was like the peak. He was the peak. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, 50 Cent was sitting at the top of the hill looking down because he was about to go downhill. This was the song that gave him the push. This is the song that pushed his ass down the hill. Bro, I mean, he came out. You should just stick to selling clothes and sneakers because out of your whole camp, your flow is the weakest. Like, bro, bar for bar. Imagine you swinging that kiss and me not come out swinging. That's like going to a 50 concert and he ain't come out singing. Bro, every bar, bro. If you want to, this is one of those songs that if you want to kill a nigga in the song, and you want to know how it's done, this is one of the songs you listen to, bro. And it was like Jadakiss kind of became the people's champ because the impact because he actually killed 50. So it was a lot of those rural fans that I was talking about that was living in the mountains that heard Checkmate. Like this guy, he dissed Ja Rule. We listen to the Ja Rule tracks and they're better. Okay, he dissed this guy named Jadakiss. Let's listen to what Jadakiss say. And then they played that shit. Bro, they played that shit. I really believe, number one is Jadakiss, so you know it's gonna be lyrical. Number two, the impact, he pushed 50 down the hill. That song pushed 50 down the hill. 50 was at the edge, like, should I jump? Should I jump? And Kiss was right beside him, like, go ahead, jump, bro. You can survive that. Yo, go ahead. Just go ahead and jump. That, like you say, that song was the beginning of the downfall. But this song is the song that, like, he made it cool for niggas to not be scared of 50. Then Fat Joe came out with one, you know what I mean? Now, you know what I'm saying? Came out of this track with 50, you know what I mean? Like, that really don't deserve to be discussed. We're not going to discuss that one. That Fat Joe diss track was garbage. That would be an F tier. But what I'm saying is, Jadakiss made this nigga look human. It's like Buster Douglas when he beat Mike Tyson. He made the nigga look human. So for me, it's an A. It's an A. It's an A. I can't put it S because it didn't. It should have had a bigger. It has to have a bigger impact in order to be S. Like we're not referencing Checkmate the way we reference other diss tracks when we hear new diss tracks. But in terms of what it was and what it did in its time, I think it's an A tier.
All right, Stan.
I probably put it in a B tier, only because it's Kiss. Because again, I don't. You gotta remember
Oh
back.
my goodness!
Now you gotta remember for me,
You don't like
I
Kiss?
was no. I think Kiss is. I have a very interesting opinion about Kiss. I think he's one of the legends of the end. I think he's one of the legends of the game.
Uh
But
huh.
I think he's a bit overrated as a solo artist. Just my opinion. As a solo artist, as part of Locks, they're one of the best street groups of all time. As a solo artist, a little overrated to me. But
Okay.
that was probably the only diss track of the millions of songs they did that was impactful to me. So I give it a B because again, like you said, the 50 downfall was starting around that point. Because again, he became the same pop star that he was dissing Ja Rule for being.
Right.
And again, when you start going after street niggas, there's going to be a backlash.
This is what could happen. Right, exactly.
You know what I'm
This is what
saying?
can happen.
And there's going to be a backlash. And this was the beginning of the backlash. And quite frankly, the Massacre was a trash album anyway. And then, Kiss and like I said, them niggas unleashed a barrage of songs. The only one I even remember is Checkmate because he really went at 50 hard, and it was like, yeah, yeah, you're right, bro. He is corny. And again, like I said, 50 was starting to get corny at that point to me. And that was the only one that had like real impact. Like I said, Styles did joints, they all did joints, they all did whatever, but that joint was the song that everybody I remember from that whole deal. Because quite frankly, a lot of that shit's a blur to me. Especially the stuff with Cameron and 50. It's like it's
Yo,
blurry.
but Stan,
But
let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a
yeah, what's
question.
up?
You see
Yeah,
that,
yeah, what's up?
like, um, everybody, you say the Lox put a barrage at 'em. The Lox weren't the only people putting diss tracks. So it's like 100 rappers that diss 50. But out of
Oh yeah.
all of the songs that diss 50, this is like regarded as the best song that ever was spit against 50. So I mean, I
It
think
was
we
yeah.
out of millions of songs, this is the best one. Like thousands of diss tracks, thousands of verses. This is the best one. I think you gotta put it in A for that, man. Just for that fact alone. Like out of all of this is against 50, this is the one that sticks for real.
Look, man, I'm gonna be a little tough to judge here. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you were putting the A's and the top of the line shit. It's got to be top of the line shit. You know what I mean?
I
And
think
I just don't think
Chinese top of the line.
I don't think that track was top of the line. I think it was really good. It was really impactful because again, it was when 50's downfall. And like I said, G and his downfall is basically a lot of it because of the fact that dudes were very good rappers and they put out good solo projects. But 50's individually downfall was because niggas start turning on him because again, you start going after the street dudes. You start going after Fat Joe, you start going after Kiss, you start going after Lox, Cam, and then Nas. Nah. He was getting out of he was getting too big for his fucking britches at that point, you know what I'm saying? To borrow old term. He was
In
getting too
all
big for
fairness,
his
though, Stan, in all
he was feeling
fairness, you said
himself
your
too much.
name. You said a name though. In all fairness, Cameron started that one. In all fairness, let's be real, he started that. Now all
He
them other
did.
niggas he was trying to bully. Yeah, but Cameron started. And Cam got it bad
Well,
too.
Cam didn't start it. 50 was the one that started it when he started calling them niggas the graveyard because they was on an independent label, which is stupid. But
Hold
I
on.
get you.
Let me get in here, man. Let me get it. See, this is why I didn't want to do a lot of diss tracks because we spend a lot of
Yeah,
time on
right.
this, and we
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
spend some more. We about to spend some more time on it, man. Because I disagree with both of y'all. This is S tier, yo. Like I like.
Wow.
Listen, hold on.
Wow.
Like
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
you have to. I was a 50 Cent fan. I was. You remember Kurt? I
Yeah,
was a G Unit soldier,
you
Yeah,
was,
he
bro.
was. Definitely
and
was.
and I
And I
and
didn't
I
get
and
it.
like and like when this track came out, man, this was like it was in your face that 50 can't do nothing with this. Like all
Hmm.
the other stuff he done in the past, the bullying, Jai and Murder Inc. and all that stuff, all of it was funny at the time. But when this hit came out, we everybody knew he ain't got nothing for this. The name of the song is a rebuttal because at the end of Piggy
Hmm.
Bank, remember 50 was like, "This is chess, not checkers. This is warning shots. After your next move, I give you what I got." And JadaKiss named the song Checkmate. And
Checkmate.
that is exactly what this song was. He uses 50's own beat. He mocks him at the end with the animal references. And every animal he named a snake, he named a pig, and he named a rat. And there's reasons why, and you know exactly why he
Hmm.
named them.
Hmm.
I mean, bruh.
Your snake ass
And,
rat into the pigs. Fuck you talking
yeah,
about?
I mean, that dude ain't don't try to pull rank on Kiss because the niggas I'ma
Niggas,
send a
I'm a,
dude ain't gonna miss.
ain't
He
gonna
laid up
miss.
spit. I spit straight up piff. I did real songs with Big, no
No
made up shit.
made up shits.
And I don't got a problem with
What?
clout. You ain't get shot again yet, so what's your second album about? Bruh,
Oh my
that
goodness.
is over. I heard that. I'm like, it's over. It's over. Like you knew it. Like he ain't got nothing for JadaKiss, man. He ain't got nothing for him at all. That song was a dominant performance and it was impactful. And to me, because we can look at it in hindsight and recognize that this was the beginning of the end, makes it even more impactful. It was impactful at the time, but it was more impactful when you look back on it, man. He stomped 50 out on that track, man.
Did stop him.
Absolutely
Did stop him.
stomped him out. And there's another track I'll probably do on the next one with Styles was on it, which might have been worse.
Miss Jackson.
They killed it.
Don't talk about Miss
No,
Jackson. You talk about Miss
Problem Child.
Jackson.
No,
Oh,
Problem
oh my
Child.
God. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Oh my
we'll talk about
goodness.
that on. We'll talk about that on another video.
Yeah, yeah. We talk
To
about
me,
that. Oh my goodness.
I guess the consensus here would be A tier, but man, to me, I
Hey,
would put it in S.
this is what I'm saying. Like
Demolished.
you and S, he and B. Won't y'all just meet me in A, man?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I,
we
I
Meet
think
me
I
in
can
A
bump,
tier.
I can bump it to A. I can bump it to an A.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I can
really a
bump it to
dope.
an
It's a really a dope. It's really dope as hell. Like you say, yo, this is the push to the M50 career, bro. This is the push, bro. Like somebody needed to punch 50 in the mouth, and Jadakiss caught back to Africa and just threw a big ass looping right hand that connected on his chin in front of the whole world, bro. This is another thing. Hold up. This might make it S tier. This I just thought about this, yo. Hold up. When Jadakiss dropped this song, like a week or two later, 50 Cent went to D Block to piece it up with them niggas. 50 actually went to piece it up with them, bro. He ain't go piece it up with Fat Joe. He ain't go piece it up with nobody else. He barely even wanted to shake Game hand, and Game was on his label at the time. This made 50 Cent go to Yonkers and say, look, yo, it ain't that serious, yo. I love you niggas for real, bro.
I don't remember that
Like, I love you niggas. Yo,
because 50 had a
Jadakiss was talking
response.
about it. Jadakiss was talking about it, how 50 came to the it's an interview, bro. I send you the link.
Mhm.
Just so you can have the proof of what I'm saying. I sent you the link. Jadakiss was on a radio and he was like 50 Cent pulled up by himself and we talked for a couple hours. And that's how they pieced it up. That nigga went to go talk to them, bro. Like, look, y'all can't be killing me like this, bro. Y'all can't be doing this shit to me, bro.
Uh,
Like my album ain't
all right,
selling,
let's
though. My niggas are throwing my shoes out the window, bro. Y'all gotta stop, bro. But yeah, he
all
went to
right, let's
Yonkers to
keep
talk to
moving.
them niggas.
Let's keep moving. 300 bars, the game. And I'm gonna start on this one and just say that, like, I personally think that Game actually had better diss tracks towards them that were a bit more concise and whatnot. Because this is 300 bars. This song is long. He's rapping for a very long time on here. I actually think he had better diss tracks on him. But this track, when you talk about impact, man, this we were talking about the beginning of the end. This was the end. The G Unit was no longer the bullies. They were the one getting bullied by one dude. And Game
Yep,
just kept going. It was a lyrical onslaught that he unleashed on G Unit. And
yep.
if I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like just straight up the diss track itself, I would probably put it in B tier. Like he does have a lot of good bars on there, but it's just so long. But when you talk about the impact of the track as well, if I take that into account with it, I would put it in the A tier. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It's a good diss track, but it's just so long, and it's hard for me to remember like a lot of quotables on it because the song is so long. And a lot of the bars aren't necessarily disses. A lot of the bars when they just him just lyrically just flexing, just to let you know like y'all can't rap better than me. And of course he got the disses in there as well. The beat switches are crazy. There's a lot of beat switches. He's switching up his flow. It's a good track, really good track. I think he has better diss tracks than them, but this is a really good track. I would put it in A tier just because of the quality of the track along with the impact. I put A tier. What do you got, Kurt?
The only reason, the only, the only reason that this is not S tier. This is the only reason. Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. This particular diss track by the Game, this is what hip hop is really about. Hip hop wasn't really about having diss tracks with hooks in them and making songs. Diss tracks was just look. I need 3 minutes to let this nigga know he can't fuck with me. Straight. You know, you did have diss tracks that had like hooks and stuff. I'm not saying we didn't do that. But what I'm saying is this is hip hop in its rawest form. This is unformatted. This is it ain't no big subject matter. It's a group of motherfuckers that I want to annihilate, and I don't want nothing getting in my way. I don't want no hooks getting in my way. I don't want no like no album, the trajectory of my album and what I need to put out. So, I gotta put a song out for the club. I gotta put a song out for the niggas. I gotta put a song out for the ladies. This wasn't none of that. This was just a nigga who got high as fuck, got drunk as fuck, turned on some beats, and decided to annihilate, bro. Yo, listen, bro. This this is the probably one of the rawest, just raw. It was just straight raw, rugged. This shit wasn't even calculated. This nigga just literally went in the booth and said a bunch of shit. The only reason I'm not putting it S tier is because there's a little bit too much filler. There's like you say, it's bars. It's like he diss, and then he spit some shit, and then he diss, and then he spit some shit, and then he spit some more shit, and then he diss for the next flow. Like if he would have just consistently dissed the whole time, bro, I would put it S tier, bro. That's the only reason it's not S tier is because it's too much filler. If it wasn't for that, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This 300 bars and running is probably one of the most impressive. Well, it's a lot of, I can say that about a lot of these tracks up here, right? But this right here was hip hop. This was like how it started, bro. This was the essence, bro. This was a nigga with a microphone in his mother's basement, nigga. You understand? Like that's. I mean, I'm gonna put it A tier, but it's like so close to being S tier, bro.
All right.
Game killed
Stan,
him.
what you got, Stan?
I agree with both of y'all. It's an A-tier track. Like like you said, like Kurt said, it was basically just nigga got on the beats and started rapping about them and just dissing them and just it wasn't no hooks, it wasn't no structure, it was just 300 bars. Exactly what it was.
300 bars
And
and running.
yeah, yeah, he just kept going. And it was just like I think game like I said, that whole situation with Game and G Unit was weird as fuck. It was weird. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't feel natural from the jump. It just felt like they threw the nigga on there for reasons I still cannot figure out to this day. But when that happened, and of course we all know what Game ended up going on to do. That motherfucking
Mm-hmm.
DVD he put out. That fucking DVD, Stop Snitching and Stop Lying.
G, you
Which
not.
I which
Hilarious.
yeah, all that stuff which was comical shit. I'm pretty sure that DVD is somewhere in Reggie's basement somewhere. I don't know what but
I
because
might still have it somewhere.
he got it somewhere. But like that, like Game really started to unleash his anti-G. And like I said, he was probably the first nigga that said, "Look, I'm just going at him." Nigga said, "No hooks, no structure, none of that glitzy. You just nigga on a microphone going at these niggas."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't say it's an A track because I don't think it was that impactful, but I would say it's an A. I mean, S track, but it's definitely in the A tier because
Yeah.
it's nasty. It's a
It is
little too
very
fucking long.
nasty.
I couldn't put it in the A tier because it's too fucking long. But yeah, he rips some niggas an asshole. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
He
saying?
really did. He
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah,
Really badly.
I gotta agree with y'all on the A. He's an A. It's an A level track. It's
Cool.
probably games. I don't know if it's game's best diss track, but it's probably rated. It's one or two.
It's one of them, bro. He got a lot of great ones, bro, but it's one of them,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
All right. Moving forward, we got Jermaine Dupri, Jackin for Beats. This track was aimed at Dre and M for the when they dissed him on Eminem show, the Say What You Say track. So this was Jermaine Dupri's response for such a record. So Stan, what you got on this one?
I don't even know who Ghost wrote that for him. Who you think? Who you think? Who you think? Who you think Ghost wrote that for him? You think Brat Ghost wrote it? You think Bow Wow did?
Man, I think the
I
I
franchise
don't
Bow
boy,
even.
Wow.
one of the
I don't. I
franchise boys did. One of the
one of the
franchise
friend.
boys did it. Yeah, it was
One of
one of them niggas, bro.
look,
I don't
we're
know
not going
what
to
the
spend.
fuck he was thinking.
We're not going to spend a bunch of time on this. That's enough. I'm not going to get into that. You know, it's just Jermaine Dupri's like a broke is like a southern version of Puff. He was trying to do everything Puff was doing, and yeah, I don't have time for that. I do remember the stuff with him and Dre. It's like, dude, you are not in the same league as Dr. Dre, the same sport, the same country. And he wanted to respond to that shit because he had some shit to say about him and Tim. Like, dog, you are not in the same class as Timberland and Dr. Dre production. And that song was fucking horrible. And it's like, dude, first of all, he's jacking an Ice Cube song track. Ice Cube already did Jackin' for Beats, bro. Nah, I ain't got time for that. That's an F.
Hey yo,
Okay.
You gotta
not
give me
only
something
did
else, man.
not only did Ice Cube do jacking for beats, but Sticky Fingers also did jacking for beats. And
Yeah.
they both like so when you say jacking for beats, bro, you gotta come correct, bro. It's like a boxer. If they put the sugar in front of your name, you know what I'm saying? It's like Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. So if you Sugar Reggie, bro, we expect to see some sugar, right? Bro, when you say jacking for beats, bro, you gotta really be robbing these niggas, bro. Like you gotta really be like, you gotta really be coming correct, bro.
I don't
And
even know
I'm
why
not
he even
even,
wasted his time with that.
bro.
I don't know why he even wasted our time with that. Why he wasted
I
his
will
time,
say
man.
this: Jermaine Dupri is very big in Atlanta. He's very like he is their Puffy in Atlanta. He is their Dr. Dre in Atlanta and a lot of the South. But as far as being compared to those producers as a whole, it's not even close. Even though he's a legend for what he's done as a producer. He is.
Oh no,
You know what I'm
don't get me
saying?
wrong.
But
Don't get me
this
wrong.
particular
He's
track,
had
JD,
yeah.
you should have just stayed home, bro.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
get me
this
wrong.
shit.
He definitely is impactful. He definitely has a lot of impact in the South and what he's done for hip hop in the South. Don't get it twisted. But
He's a
yeah,
F. This song is an F, but it's
yeah.
so bad that Reggie computer might glitch and make it an S. That's how bad it is, bro. That shit shouldn't even be up there, bro. It's an F, bro.
I mean, I wanted to bring you back, man. It's probably a track you haven't heard in years, so I wanted to bring y'all back into it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And when I heard it, I was like, you know what, yo, fuck this nigga Reggie, man. He made me listen to this shit. He made me listen to this.
You,
He made me listen.
you ain't like that. You ain't
Oh,
like that end part. The Eminem. You a character from Disney World, known for dissing pop girls, pop groups, and Justin's ex girl. You don't get no credit for that. You ain't like that line. That's a good line, wasn't it?
hey Stan, we're gonna start our own podcast next week, bro. We're not even banging with your brother no more, bro. He done.
Yeah, we're not yeah, we don't need to spend much time on this.
Yeah,
That's just
bro.
you going after
All
one of the
right,
ghosts,
go put
man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
to the F.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay, to the F tier it
Bro, when
goes.
you
So
look,
we'll
it
move on
doesn't look like
to
an F-tier picture of Jermaine Dupri you got, bro. The
all right. So we're gonna get serious now. Shether. This was Remy Ma's diss to Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna start on this one. So I remember when this came out and like I liked it. I thought it was good, but I don't know, something about it felt real off and a bit gimmicky. Like the name, like calling it Shether and rapping over the Ether beat. I don't know, something about it just didn't quite click for me. And I actually thought that like throughout the song, like her flow was a little choppy on that beat. Ether is not a great beat. It's a very hard beat to really rap to. And so I kind of felt like if she had rapped over a different beat, the song would have been a lot better. I also don't think it made a ton of impact because like when I listened to it for this video, like I hadn't listened to it in years and whatnot. So it didn't make a lot of like real impact. It was definitely a good diss track though. She's got some hard bars on there. But I would put it probably in the B tier. I thought it was definitely a good diss track for sure. She's got some haymakers on there. What did she say though? You want to browse for Safari? She was talking to her guy. That was a hard line, but yeah, I put it in the B tier. Stan, how about you?
Same a B tier song. It's not impactful, even though it was. It started making it fashionable. It's very similar to a lot of the other songs we've talked about. Whereas it made it fashionable to diss a top pop star. So Nikki,
Mm-hmm.
it made it fashionable to go after Nikki. And look, I don't even remember why Remy was going after Nikki at that point. I don't remember anything about the. I don't even remember what caused her to do this track. I remember when it came out, man, niggas was going crazy about it because again, people was get again just like in the cases of 50 and Ja and a lot of these other dudes, people were starting to get a little tired of Nikki and her pop star and her whack songs and her BBL and all that other bullshit, and people was getting kind of tired of it. And Remy is from the battle rap scene. Like
Facts.
if I don't know if y'all niggas have seen some of her shit videos,
Yes.
her battling
Yes.
Lady Luck. Shit
Yes.
is legendary shit, you know, and that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much what she's known for me because she hasn't made much of an impact as a solo artist and making songs. I mean, but yeah, it didn't have much of an impact on her career. But I mean, she did that whack joint out with Fat Joe after that song came out, you know. But she's like I said that particular track was. I get the gimmicky part of it, calling it Shether, you know, playing off ether. I get all that. But that shit was hard. That's all I can tell you. It was hard back then. When I first heard it, I was like, damn. But again, I don't remember why she was going after Nikki and what was the cause of that. I think Nikki probably started it. You know, given what we know now about Nikki, you know, it's not
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
There's
Not
her
surprising at all.
picking fights with people and shit. You know, but yeah, I give it. I put it in the B tier because it was at the time. It was damn. Because again, not too many people was going after her, going after Nicki Minaj at the time. And there was a lot of stuff to go after Nikki at that time, just like it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big risk. She took the risk to go on that at Nikki. But the thing is, bro, she came out of jail talking shit. Remember she had that one song, Shorty might be nice, but please don't hype her, spitting that bird shit, straight windows swiper. She was already sending. She was already. I mean, that shit was hard. I'm sorry, but she
Uh,
Remy nice, bro. But she was already like sending shots. I feel like Remy wanted this. I feel like she wanted this. Like she didn't try to avoid this. You know what I mean? Like she wanted this. Like I say, she was saying them indirect bars. Um, I wanted. I'm sorry, y'all gonna disagree. But even with everything she said, it's hard for me to not make this a C tier, and I'm gonna tell you why, bro. I'm
Why?
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. She redid Ether, like Ether is Ether. Like if a nigga put a bull, like if the Chicago Bulls drafted somebody right now, and they had the audacity to put number 23 on, right? You would expect them niggas to look like 20, bro. For her, like she used Ether, the beat for Ether, and it wasn't like it was hard. She said some shit, you know, based on her bars, based on her bars, it's definitely a B or better. At the minimum, just off the bars alone, and it might just be an A. But it really, I mean, we talked about it for like a week, and Nikki sold like triple platinum. The next album, like it didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing. Like it didn't hit nothing. It didn't really like Nicki went on to even have just as much or even greater success after this shit. Like when you see, yo, when Ether hit, Jay had to sit down for a little bit. That nigga dropped the Black album, retired. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
See,
real
I
talk. When you see what Checkmate hit, like when you see this shit, like this shit impacted niggas. You see what the game did, like that impacted him with 300 bucks. Like Sheetha did nothing. It was like, damn, she killed Nicki. and we moved right on. Like for real, like nobody talks about this, bro. Like
Uh,
it happened and then it didn't. You feel me? So it's like, like I say, when you want to go about the bars, yes, but you want to go by the preparation and the impact, bro. It's D tier impact and D tier preparation because you used ether. Like you were supposed to listen. Like we all know what ether is, bro. Even the Jay-Z fans know what ether is, bro. So for you to call it Shether and to be using that beat, that shit was supposed to call fire down from heaven, lyrically. And it didn't. When Nas dropped Ether, bro, that shit made a lot. I was a Jay-Z fan at the time, Reggie. You remember, bro? Hove was my man. Me and B Knox. We was fucking with Hove. After Ether made me, Ether was so hard. It was so impactful that it made me go back and re-listen to Nas. Hey Reggie, remember you gave me the summer, the best of Nas CD? Bro, that was one CD. I kept that CD in good. I kept that CD in good condition, bro. Cause I gave that shit back to him, bro. Like the whole summer, niggas ain't keep up with CDs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, like yeah, if you ain't had that shit in a case or like a CD book, that shit was gonna get trashed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like this impact of Sheetha though, it wasn't there. Like I said, she got some A class bars. But the impact is detailed. The preparation of what she decided to, and then Nas didn't even clear the shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like you
mm,
damn near got sued for doing this shit. Like, nah, bro. Me personally, bro, I think it's a C tier. A tier bars, but C tier diss track.
Mm. Stan, you said B, right?
yeah, it's a big. It's a good. It was
We
it was
go.
dope at
I'm
the
not
time.
mad at B. I'm not mad at
Yeah,
B.
it was dope at the time, but like you said, there was no impact really. It
There was no
didn't push.
impact at all.
It didn't make Remy a bigger star, and it didn't really hurt Nikki. What hurt Nikki was the shit that happened later on with Meg and other people. But
Like,
See,
yeah,
the
it
one thing
didn't. It didn't
no,
do
I will
nothing.
say, though,
It didn't
see,
do more.
I
It
don't
didn't do more than a
necessarily
little
think.
Kim diss track.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that a track has to like end somebody's career, but it's got to
no, I'm
do a
not
little
talking
bit
about
more
ending
than what she
career.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not talking about ending careers. It just didn't
Yeah,
have
it
much of
just
an
didn't
impact.
do nothing. Yeah, it didn't do nothing, yo. It didn't. Like you ever seen Dragon Ball Z where they throw a big ass Kamehameha and the nigga be so strong that it don't affect him? That's what
yeah,
happened. She threw a
yeah.
big
Yeah,
ass Super Saiyan Kamehameha and that shit hit and after the smoke cleared, Nikki was
Still
still
standing
standing
there.
there with her arm there. Yeah, bro, that's what happened. And
man,
she actually threw a Kamehameha at her. Like
I don't want to hear
that shit was
Japanese shit,
tough.
man.
All right. So I'm looking forward to this next one, man, because we got Stan's favorite rapper, Ray Benzino, the rap Elvis. Now, just to make sure that people are clear on this one, this was a diss track that came out well after the Eminem Benzino feud. So this was not like a response to Nail in the Coffin, which you're going to talk about later. This was something that came for some reason. Eminem decided to randomly diss Benzino, and Benzino came out of the coffin and punched him. So I'm gonna start with you, Stans. I think it's pretty funny to start with you. I know how much of a fan of Benzino you are. What would you put this track at?
This song should we this should be disqualified because Benzino didn't write the song.
He didn't write the song.
So I'm like, why we shouldn't even be talking about this because he should be disqualified because he didn't write the song.
He came out
Some
and
nigga,
said this shit too, yo. Like, yeah, my
yeah,
homeboy helped me with it.
Yeah, so
some nigga
he
in
says
his
homeboy help said somebody a couple people threw me lines or what that's what he said. So
yeah, somebody wrote it for him, threw him some lines. It's an F, man. I ain't got time for this, man. You can move on to the next one. I'm not going. He is as pathetic as it comes because he's a leech. This whole thing with him and Eminem started 20 fucking years ago. And again, for the life of me, I don't know why Marshall mentioned him again.
right.
I don't know why, but why it's just this dude has been tormented by Eminem for 20 years to the point that this nigga was on drink champs crying like a little baby. crying like a newborn baby about Eminem. I ain't got no problems. And then not that long after that, he's doing fucking videos in front of Eminem's restaurant, trashing his food. This shit corny, bro. I ain't got time for this. It's an F.
Ain't no way it's
You
an
you
F,
you
man.
you.
Hold on.
It's an
He
F.
fried
You know why?
Eminem on this song.
You,
Ain't no
you know
way
He
it's
he
an F.
didn't fry Eminem, bro.
he
His
didn't
man's
fry
did.
nothing. That nigga didn't write the song, yo.
Yo,
Hey Reggie, I ain't gonna.
the
I'm
When
not.
song
I
is
heard it,
out, dude. The song is out. What am I supposed to do with it? The
look,
diss track is here.
yeah.
I can't. I don't.
I
I
like
wasn't
Okay,
in the studio.
so are you saying just based off of what was said? We're not basing it off of nothing else.
We're rating the diss track. Yeah, we're rating the diss track
Okay,
because
we're
I mean,
gonna rate
if
the.
so, hold on. If for example, if I had put uh Say What You Say, which was the song with Dr. Dre and Eminem was dissing Jermaine Dupri. You're gonna rate it, but you know Dr. Dre ain't write them bars. It was basically an Eminem solo song.
Yeah,
So I mean, the song is the
it
song.
is.
We gotta
It
judge the
is.
song for what it is.
All right, I'll be fair.
Yeah, let's
I'll
be
be
fair.
fair with this.
All right. He right. He
I'll
right.
be
He
fair with
right.
this.
He right.
I have to get past my annoyance and this disgust with Benzino as an individual. I'll give it a D.
Damn.
I'll give it a D because he had some nice bars in it, but again, he didn't write the shit, bro. He didn't write none of it. He just had some niggas write it for him. And like I said, he is like I said, it was literally what you said, Reggie. This nigga popped out the casket and punched back at Eminem because he was already gone. He was done. And this has been 20 years, bro. And again, when we get to nail in the coffin, I know you know how I feel
Yo,
about nail in the coffin. We'll get to that
hold
later,
on.
but you know,
Yo,
Wait. You said a D?
I'll give it a
that's
D,
what he
man.
said. It D. He said D.
I give it
Ain't
a
no
D. I give
bro.
it.
Ain't no
I give it a
way.
That's
D.
what
Ain't
he
no
said.
way.
Like, if we listen, if we're gonna go by who wrote it, then it don't belong up there. But if we're gonna actually rate it as a diss track, if we're gonna rate it
Uh,
as a diss track and respect it as a diss track, yo, it has to be higher than D, bro.
no, I
It
can't
had.
do
Come
that.
on,
Look,
bro.
I will. Look. I'm being fair. I'm trying to be fair
No, you're
because
not.
again, yes, I am.
I
Because
mean,
again,
I'm gonna give it.
I don't. I'm being fair because I don't like Benzino. I think Benzino's garbage. And the fact is, he didn't write the fucking song. He
Yo,
didn't write it. So you
I
gonna give
think.
the man any credit? He didn't write it.
I
Some
think.
random nigga in his group wrote it.
But then we might have to. Then we might not. We might should not cover no Drake songs then, because all his songs say he got 3, 4 composers on.
We not going there, bro. We not
That, but
going
that's
Yeah,
what
we
there.
I'm
not. Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like we got to be consistent. If we're going to judge the tracks by the tracks, let's go by the tracks. Like if we're going to start talking about ghostwriting, like
Okay, let me ask you a
you know
question.
what I mean.
Do you think that Benzino wrote any part of this song?
Yo, come on, yo. We acknowledge that he probably didn't write it, but like I said,
No,
so
I'm
if
Yeah,
I
asking.
had
I'm
so if I
asking.
had
Did he
say what you
write
say up there, no, he didn't.
Drake?
he right though. If you say what you say, yeah, that is true, and that's what. Yeah, you right. You right. Let's just
So if I
rate it
had
to
that
how
up,
it is.
if I had say what you say up there, would you just rate it, or would you say, well, Dr. Dre ain't write them bars? If I had uh what was the track with Dre and Snoop where they dissed why am I blanking on the name? Luke's bending over because Luke's getting
Yeah,
Oh
busted.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When he was dissing Luke,
Yeah, and Easy
that
E.
was nasty. That was dirty.
So are we
That
not
was
going to judge
dirty.
that one? Because you know good and well, Dr. Dre it was a Snoop Dogg song. You know Dr. Dre ain't write them bars. So like, what are we doing? Like, we can't do that. We don't know.
All
So
right,
it's
so
like
if we just basing it
judge
off
the
the track,
song, yo. Y'all judge
All
the
okay.
right, so
song.
I mean,
All right,
okay. Let me hear y'all takes on this one.
I'm
Let's
a
hear your take.
listen. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Okay, I'm gonna put it in C tier because I have Sheetha in C tier. Right, I have to be consistent. Right. I don't. Although he did say some stuff, and you know what, it was a pretty nice impact on. It did get us talking. Um, but overall, CEO, I'm gonna have to say C tier. He had some A. He had some A. He had some A. Some A minus B plus bars in it, and it had a pretty good impact. But it was 30 years later, bro. Like I mean, I don't know if that play a part, but
M started
and
it though.
see,
M dissed him though. M
and did
started
this
it.
some, and he did react. I just feel like this was 30 years later. If you'd have had this track 30 years ago, it'd made a bigger impact. But I'm gonna just go with it under C tier because it's not better than Sheetha. So by default, I have to have it. Like Sheath is my new standard of what average is right now. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just be fair, and I'm gonna put it in the lower region of the C tier.
Yo, this
Like you
dude
can
said
have it.
this dude said on the track, trust my process. I'm here to cook on these streets. You missing season like you rookie and B. Like, come on, yo, that shit is hard.
That is hard.
That shit is
That
hard. The
is
whole
hard.
thing when he goes through all the rappers that dissed Eminem and Eminem didn't respond. He was like, that who'd you diss? He went through Lana Del Rey fam, Moby, Iggy, not Iguodala, the white broad. Is you kidding me? Insane Clown Posse, a retired Joe Button. When I tell a lie, stop me. I mean, these is facts. He's hitting Eminem with facts on this song. And the whole thing about like, you say you support battle rap. Why you don't support these battle cats? Drake be at the smack events where your ass was at. Like, is that not hard?
That's hard.
Room full of hood
Yo,
niggas, action pack, and it's back to back, and a pop rapper smack dab in the middle. Imagine that. Like that's an ill diss. Y'all keep talking about who wrote it. I'm talking about the diss record. He smacked Eminem on that track, and M didn't want it back either. And you can't you can't say that Benzino was just randomly clout chasing because Eminem started it. Eminem is the one that dug up the coffin. So you can't be mad when the skeleton get out and pop you. M
they
asked
say
for
it
it.
ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right?
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So, like, to me, yo, if we judging it on the bars, man, it's a B. He smacked Eminem on that song. Like, we got to be honest. Like, he smacked him on that track. It's a
Okay,
B.
what would you rate his flow in that song?
Its flow is solid.
Yes, it's a solid song
Towards the end of that
overall.
song,
It's a solid
yeah.
song overall.
Especially at the end when he says it's about to get dark on you. Pull the dogs on you, dog on you, dog. As soon as something, I got it locked on you, like the law's on you. As soon as your thoughts dawned on you. Like, he was killing that shit.
He said some
Yeah, I
shit
put in a B.
when he said that shit. Imagine a stand talking about a stand and being the stand. Help me coin the
Yeah,
phrase. He said some shit
that
like
was
that.
funny.
Yeah, yo.
And the whole
Yeah, I
thing about
can't
the
believe it.
shady,
I can't
what did
believe
he
it.
say? Shady records. Shady records. What did he say? Is sounds more not like a name, more like a description. And he talked about all the people that left the label. He fried him on that song, man. I might be underrating it, calling it a B. He killed that shit. Come on, man. Come on, fuck with me, man. It's a B. Come on, Kurt. Come on. I
fuck
can't.
with you,
Stan ain't gonna get me.
but it's
Stan ain't
not
gonna have
better.
my back. Come on, man.
No.
It's not better than Shether though. So I
Man,
gotta
y'all
be
niggas have lost.
consistent.
Yeah, man, you
I
lost your
gotta be
mind, man.
consistent, bro. I gotta be
I can't.
consistent,
I
bro.
think it is. Come
You think it's
Like,
better than Shether?
come on, Kurt. Fuck with me,
you've
man.
lost. You have lost your
Yeah, I
mind,
do.
man. You have lost.
Bro, y'all can meet me
I
at
think it's on the
C.
same level.
Reggie, you can meet
I
me
think
at
it's on the
C.
same.
You can meet me
I
at
think
C,
it's on the
Reg.
same level. I think it's at the same level as Sheath. I'm not saying it's better. I think it's on the same level as Sheath.
Well, I put Shether as a C, right? So me calling him a
No, you
C
put
would
Sheath
be
as you put it as a C. Okay, you did.
yeah.
You did.
I
Okay,
think I think I think
I'll go
I
C.
think I think giving
I'll
it
go
a
C.
C is fair. I think it's fair. I think that's fair.
Okay,
Yeah, they
I
lost
think
your
that's fair.
mind, man.
I'm good with that.
Lost
All
your
right,
mind.
all right, Stan.
Bro,
This
if
will
you
be a
really
better one
look
for
at the
you, man.
list though, if you
If we
really look
stepping
at the
into the
list as it is, it actually looks like a good list though. It actually looks accurate though. If you really look at how we got it. Hey Reggie, can you put it? Yeah. C B. Yeah, that's yo.
yeah.
This is accurate so far, bro. This is
This
accurate so
nigga,
far.
the
Come on.
Ray Benzino song is fucking better than the C. Man. Fuck out of here, man.
Hey, man.
Yo,
Let me tell you
Benzino
something,
was an
man.
okay rapper, bro. People talk about his career, but he was a pretty solid rapper. He just was the weakest out of his crew. But he wasn't a
Okay.
bullshit. He wasn't bullshit.
All right. All right. We getting
Let's
off
go to the
Benzino.
next one.
So Stan should be better on this one because now we're leaving the layer of Benzino and we stepping into the palace of diss track royalty. We're talking about Jay-Z Takeover. Stan, take off. This is your moment here.
Where's my moment?
Yeah.
Well, you know where I'm going with this. I mean,
Yeah, I want to
it's
hear
a top 3 diss song of all time. And again,
Oh,
you got look, you're talking about one of the greatest rappers of all time. battling one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about impact, you talk about impact. You talk about a song that I remember listening to where I was when I was listening to it. And again, the blueprint. Again, we had Takeover. Leaks of Takeover had come out before the blueprint dropped, but I had
Right,
never heard the full version of Takeover until I listened to the blueprint. I had heard leaks. I had heard some clips, but the full version, because Jay previewed some of his joint at the Summer Jam joint. But then I heard the full version on Blueprint when I listened to Blueprint for the
right.
first time. And again, we all know when we were listening to the Blueprint because of the day that it dropped. You know, unfortunately, it's a iconic day for all the wrong reasons, and we all know. But man, the song reignited the career of one of the greatest rappers of all time. And I'm talking about Nas.
No, it did. It did. It did. Well,
And
well, no, no. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. I'll let you have it.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and not just and again, unfortunately, the byproduct, unfortunately, the other part of that was that he kind of ended the career of Prodigy, or hurt Prodigy to a really, it really hurt Prodigy's credibility, and I don't feel good about that because Prodigy is one of the was at one point one of the Mobb Deep is one of the best duos in hip hop history.
Yo, you can
Very
make a
underrated.
case. You can make a case that
Very
in Nas' absence, that at one point in time, Prodigy was the best rapper in the game. You could make that case.
at one point he was at one point. Now, unfortunately, that didn't last very long, and later on towards the end of his career. But
Yeah.
not only did Jay take an aim at Nas, he took aim at Mobb Deep as well. That's the forgotten point of that song because again, it's Nas,
Right.
but it's also part of people forget he also took shots at Prodigy and Mobb Deep, and it is the quintessential diss track. It is when you talk about taking aim at somebody and going at somebody and talking about the impact. We're talking about takeover. Will be talked about for years to come, and so will Ether. That whole battle will be talked about from days to come, and again, years to come. And again, when we talk about what's going on with Drake and Kendrick, it's the first time I have that feeling that Drake and Kendrick gave me the same. Is the first time I've had that as Jay and Nas. Well, two high level niggas,
Yep.
not a high nigga, not a top dog and a mediocre nigga, but a two top niggas going at each other's throats. And Takeover was a haymaker. Now again, we all know that the haymaker was coming back, but that was
Oh,
a
it came
haymaker,
back.
and it
Oh,
definitely
it
came back.
came
It was a,
back.
you talk about Nas called it a napalm bomb, but
Right, right,
it,
right.
you know, that was Jay just taking aims at niggas that was taking shots at him. And again, Jay's had niggas taking shots at him for years at that time, and Jay was the top dog at that point. At that point in time, he was the top dog in rap. Again, around that 2000, 2001, 2002 time, the crown was kind of being passed around between Jay, Nas, and then later on Eminem, and you know, but
Mm-hmm.
it was those three cats, Jay, Nas, Eminem, in the later 50s, that kind of passed the crown around. But Jay had it at that point, and he took in the beat, the sample, Kanye, one of Kanye's hardest tracks. It can't go any more than just the top tier. So you put it the top tier, whatever you want to call it. It's a top three diss track of all time.
Okay, so it sounds like S tier, right?
Yeah, you can put that in the S tier. Top
Yeah.
three diss track of all time.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'm also putting it in the S tier, man. Takeover was, the brilliance of Takeover is something you could talk about forever, man. Like some of the like he had some like incredible rebuttals, like on the Stillmatic freestyle when Nas took aim at him. He talked about, you sampled my voice and whatnot. And Jay-Z will respond back with, yeah, I sampled your voice. You was using it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. And you ain't get a coin, nigga. You was getting fucked. And I know who I paid, dog. Searchlight Publishing. That was crazy when it came out, man. And
Ooh.
then like the brilliance of the way he broke down Nas. Now, look, here's the thing, right? Because we talked about this during the Drake Kendrick stuff, and people still flame me. But whatever, I'm good with that. But when you can rebuttal somebody's stuff and spin it back on them, you can spin it back on a man. That hits in a battle. And like when he got to the part, and again, it's not about if it's true or not, right? It's about does it fit a narrative? And we have to be honest. The narrative about Nas at the time was that he had Illmatic and then he had mediocrity that followed it. Now, look, people view it was written in high regard, but if I'm battling you, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I don't. I
you
don't.
say you've been in it
I
10,
don't.
I've been in it 5. Smarten up, Nas. 4 albums in 10 years, nigga. I can divide. That's one every, let's say 2. 2 of them shits was due. One was the other was Illmatic. That's one hot album every 10-year average. That was a beautiful diss right there because it was like it played to a narrative. Because at the time, we thought that was kind of the thought about Nas. He kind of fell off after Illmatic. But so that's what made it so brilliant. The fact he's actually giving you props, like, yeah, Illmatic was great. Then the one was like that's a he sounded like a Nas fan on the song, just like disappointed. So yeah, and then of course the stuff with Prodigy was just crazy. And so yeah, man, Takeover is a 10. It's an S tier, one of the greatest diss records ever. There's no doubt about it. S tier, S tier. Kurt, how about you?
bro, you already know. Y'all didn't say everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. Oh, I'm trying to sit here and think about something that y'all didn't cover in this whole situation. Let's take Memphis Bleak. How about that? Because it's because of Memphis Bleak all that shit started in the
Yeah,
first place. So
that is
let's thank
true.
Memphis Bleak for this shit.
That is true. That is
Um,
true.
Memphis Bleak.
Yeah.
Didn't think
yeah,
to hear Memphis
because
Bleak's name mentioned
it
today.
started because of Memphis Bleak. What I'm gonna say is, like you say, S tier, of course. Like this is creme de la creme. This is like when you said takeover, I think we should have spent as much time on this as we did the JD, bro. This is self-explanatory. Um, when he said, "I got your pictures, I seen you," he was talking about Prodigy being you know what I mean, being
Dancer.
a dancer. He said, "You don't want to be the next contestant on that Summer Jam screen, bro." It was just so much, bro. Bro, he
Twinkle
told we
toes.
go at you. He said we go at you ants with a sledgehammer. Like, think about that for a second. Like, that's overkill to go after an ant with a sledgehammer, bro. Like, that's he told these niggas, y'all niggas is ants, and we still killing you niggas with sledgehammers. Like, bro, like I mean, god damn, that's crazy. It's S tier, bro. I mean, I'm trying to think of something that y'all didn't say, bro. Um, yeah, bro,
I
it's
got I got a question for you,
the
Kurt.
Attack of the Titans.
Yeah,
I'm
I got a
listening.
question for you. Like, for you, because I know that you hold it was written in high regard. So like, but I guess like, did you listen to it was written after this? Like, had you heard it was
No,
written
see,
prior to the battle?
at this point in time, when I heard Ether, when I first heard Takeover, and my mind, you gotta remember, yo, my first couple years, I was Jay Z,
Right.
freshman, sophomore year, Jay Z, nigga, Jay Z was the greatest, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, Jay Z was better than everybody, bro. Like, I was young, I was a little bit ignorant, and I remember you was telling me, like, yo, Nas, this nigga Nas is, Nas is this, Nas is that. But I had an uncle who only listened to Jay Z, bro. He only listened to Jay Z, so I was like brainwashed by the nigga to a certain degree, bro. Not either. So when Takeover came out, I was on the bandwagon of whoever this nigga Nas is. He better be quiet. You talk about the I rule the world ass nigga, that nigga. You owe me some ass nigga. That's the nigga y'all talking about. I was on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to this segment later. I like Stan had this moment with Takeover. I need my moment with Ether, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
S tier, hands down. Is he followed the rule books to what this should be. And you want to talk about impact? You know your this is real when they can set another nigga up. As big as Nas, we're not talking about no small ass rapper like Kurt. no small ass rapper like Reggie in the stand. We talk about this nigga was Nas. When you Nas and you at the top like he was, and a nigga can do something to help you revive your career, bro. I mean, impact is. I mean, it's nothing else to say. It's an S tier. Y'all done said everything though. Damn, bro, I'm mad.
It's all good. It's all good. You about to have yours right here because we moving on to Ether. Kurt, it's
Yeah,
on
it
you.
is, bro. Jay-Z was the greatest rapper of all time, bro. He was, bro. In my mind, bro, at that time, when he had that what's the Hard Knock Life, that shit, the Hard Knock Life
Yeah.
album, that shit was
Yeah.
hard. Streets is watching, like, bro, I was a Jay-Z nigga, bro. And Ether dropped. And I was like, what the fuck? I remember, y'all. I don't remember the conversation exactly. But I remember talking to Reggie, like, I didn't think Nas could do that nigga Nas could do something. And Reggie was like, yo, you gotta listen to Nas. Like, listen to him, bro. Listen to him. Like, me researching Nas really Ether is the beginning of my growth as a hip hop connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? Like I became a hip hop head because of Ether. Because when I went back and researched Nas and I seen how dope he was, and Reggie was ahead of the curve though. Reggie had all the shit. He had old Outcast. You know what I'm saying? Like he had all the shit, bro. Reggie knew like Reggie was like the nigga with the light in the dark tunnel and shit. We all following Reggie and shit. You feel me? Like for real, bro. Like yo, so I started researching like other rappers because of my research with Nas because Ether was so hard that it made me study that man's whole discography up until that point. And then I started thinking like if my uncle was wrong about Jay-Z, you feel me? Yo, when the first time I heard, like, I think I had heard I gave you power before, but I never like paid attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't know this. I wouldn't know who Nas is. To me, Nas is the GOAT. But I wouldn't even know who he was if Ether wasn't that hard, bro. I would have missed out on that whole I probably would have learned it later on in life, but I would have been ignorant to who Nas was for years if it wasn't for Ether, because Jay was my man. And then when Yo said, what do he say? Is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or Dame Dummy? I get it. He Biggie and you Biggie and he Puff. And Dame was Jay. When you every time I hear that line, I think about Dame with the Armadale bottles with no shirt on and shit. In the big pimping videos and shit like that. Like, yo, this was one of those, like we said earlier, Checkmate made 50 look human. Bro, this was that for Jay. You gotta understand what Jay was at that time. Like for him to even remotely come close to stinging Jay when Jay was that high. And then not only did he sting Jay, but he stomped him, bro. He stomped Jay. I'm sorry. I know Jay, your man, but and we can go back and forth for who's the better rapper. But Takeover Ether, bro. I mean, even Jay-Z fans know that's a hard pill to swallow, bro. So it's like, not and then
it was a hard pill to swallow. I can tell you that from a Jay-Z fan perspective. That was a hard pill to swallow. It was like,
yeah,
damn,
bro.
you
Like
can't show that song.
and this is another thing. Ether was so, and not only was this is the thing about Ether. When you listen to the Stillmatic album, like Ether is violent. That's a violent song. It's a very violent song. It's in your face. But when you listen to the album, and this is the great thing about Nas, this shit, Ether, for niggas like me, Ether was the perfect alley-oop to the Stillmatic album because he brought me in with the violence. You see what I'm saying? And when I got there, it was blood of a king, heart of a slave. What do you say? Heart of a slave, blood of a king. Like, damn. Damn. When I got there, it was listen up, gangsters and honeys with your head done. Pull up a chair, hun, and put it in the air, son. Bro, I would have never listened to Rewind. I wouldn't have gave a fuck about One Mic. I probably would have thought One Mic was just a hard song that he came out with on the radio. I wouldn't have cared about that if it wasn't for Ether. Ether opened up my eyes to like Like, damn, it's other rap out here, bro. Like my whole like growth as a hip hop head, yo, as a hip hop, like I say, connoisseur, hip hop historians, because we all think we hip hop historians, right? We carry that shit like it's the apocalypse and Book of Eli shit. Like we all got our own knowledge and shit, right? Like, but this was the beginning for me. This is the shit that opened up my eyes to this other rap out there, bro. Like, so just the impact on me alone, and I shared that impact with a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people that say, like, damn, I wasn't even really listening to Nas before Ether. Like before Ether, I didn't know. I didn't really know too much about Nas. But then when that Ether dropped, like Ether was so big, it made niggas. Because at this time, Nas is in the second half of his career, still mad. It made niggas go back. Like, and it's not just me, it's a whole demographic of people who went back to Illmatic because of Ether. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy if you think about it. I went
Yeah.
back to Illmatic because of Ether. Like, none of these diss track songs that I've ever heard, whether I knew the nigga or not, made me want to study their career, bro. That shit was so, that nigga had became like an artifact in a hip hop museum because of that shit, bro. So of course, it's a A. It's S, bro. Takeover. We need it. Like, they should be S plus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the greatest this track of all time. Takeover is definitely, like you say, top two or three. Yeah, it's definitely up there. But S tier. I mean, it's the epitome of all diss tracks.
Yeah. Cocking up my weapon, so he loading up this ammo to explode
To
on a
explode it
camel
on
and
a
sabers I
camel.
can handle with the Dolo when this manuscript just sounds stupid when KRS already made an album called Blueprint. Yeah, man, it's
Bro, it's
honestly
just
a S tier.
malicious like a
Ether
cat
was just
compared to
Ether was
things you
Ether,
rap.
man. It was
And your man snuffed on and made you take the blame.
yeah,
Like all type of shit.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Eminem murdered you on your own thing. Like that started like the whole thing of who murdered who on each song kind of started with Nas saying that about Jay on this track.
Rockefeller died of
Yeah, Ether was
AIDS.
just yeah crazy diss track. So yeah, S tier for me is not really Kurt. You pretty much just said it. It's a S tier, and that, you know, one of the other things I loved about it was that like Nas, because that's what we do in battles. We take some stuff out of context and then we run with it. So like the one part when he was like, what did he say? When he was talking about you scared to smile, they called you ugly. Well, life's harsh. Hug me. Don't reject me. Don't make records that disrespect me, blatant or indirectly. He was referencing when Jay-Z was said on SoundCloud about I used to cut up their buddies. Now they saying they love me. Used to tell their friends I was ugly. It wouldn't touch me. Like Jay-Z was trying to make a point, and Nas just took the shit completely out of context and just
Yeah,
ran with it. It was but that's what we do in battle rap, man. You know, so yeah, it's S tier. It's to me, it is like I agree, it's the greatest diss record of all time. When you talk about the bars, the rebuttals, the personals, the impact, it doesn't get much more impactful than people literally saying you got Ether. Like that's a thing. You know what I mean? So there's
Ether's
no
yeah,
doubt
Ether.
about it.
yeah.
S tier.
Hey,
Stan, you agree?
Yeah, let's not spend too much time on it. It's an S tier song. Again, the nigga created a terminology for hip hop. Ether.
yeah,
Like that's a
yeah,
term. That's a term now. That was a term created by when you create a term in the hip hop lexicon. Yeah, you made something. You did something. Yeah, as a Jay Z fan, it was a tough pill to swallow, bro. I mean, when that song came out, we was just, when it came out, we just like, we just like, ah, damn, man.
Yo, he
And
asked Jay
again,
Z some
Yeah.
disrespectful shit too, bro. He said, "What
yeah,
you
it
think you getting
was.
girls now because of your looks?" Like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Look, look. This can be part of a bigger conversation if we ever do a Jay Z Nas episode. So I don't want to get too much into the battle of them because that could be a whole episode on its own, and we'd be here
Right.
for 2 more hours. You know
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But Nas is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Period. I mean, and I think the narrative with him at that time, like you said, was Jay-Z played on the narrative of this nigga had one hot album. And that's not necessarily fair, but because Nostradamus was such a fucking disaster.
But this the thing though. Hold up though. Nostradamus, if you take these average rappers, it would be their most impressive piece of work. It's just that it came from Nas. And niggas
That's
expected
that
more.
that's
But it's a lot of good
Well,
shit on Nostradamus, bro.
we getting off track,
I'm
fellas.
sorry.
We
Look,
getting off
that,
track,
look.
fellas.
like I
See,
said,
Yeah,
see,
I
that's
when
what
you
we're
start
gonna do.
talking
yeah,
Nas and Jay Z, see,
yeah,
you
like
got
I
a
said,
Nas and a Jay Z
Yeah,
nigga in
yeah,
here, bro. You know how that's gonna
yeah,
go,
like I
bro.
said, that can be
I
tabled
gotta
for a
reel it
Nas
in.
Jay Z
Gotta
episode.
reel it
We
in.
can we can table
Yeah,
we can table
let's reel
that.
it in.
We'll stick to the song. Ether is a top three diss track. Top three. The
Yeah,
greatest diss track the greatest diss track of all time is not listed here. And when it gets
we'll get to
listed, we'll
that.
talk about it. But
Okay.
We'll get to it.
when it gets
Okay.
listed, but yeah,
Brother, we,
let's
we
put it in the
talking
top three.
Nas and Jay Z. You got a Nas and Jay Z nigga in here, bro. You think we ain't gonna send a little shot at each other, a little something, something, like a little something?
Like I said, me and Reggie we've gone back and forth for decades on this shit. Like I said, we can table all that shit for a Nas Jay Z episode.
Bet.
So
All right. Let's keep
we can table that.
let's keep let's keep moving. Next one we have Nicki Minaj, Roman's Revenge. This track was a response to Lil Kim, who had been just sending shots at her for a while on mixtapes. So I'm gonna start on this one. So here's the thing about this track, right? I think this track's brilliance has very little to do with the actual bars or anything like that. The track's brilliance is the fact of how she rolled it out. It was perfect. She put it on her album, which would turn out to be one of the highest selling albums of the year. So a whole lot of people heard this album. She made it track number 2. So even if you think I'm trash, you're gonna listen to at least 2 tracks. So those people are gonna hear me check you. And she put Eminem on the song. So those Eminem fans who don't even like hip hop or like to listen to anything Eminem, they're gonna hear me check you. Everyone's gonna hear me check you. Again, was the song great lyrically? Yeah, not really. I mean, it was fun. It was okay. She had a nice little flow, and you just mad because you lost your spot. And bitch, if you ain't shitting, then get off the pod. It wasn't nothing great. It was nice. There was a nice flow to it. The brilliance of it was the impact, the way she rolled this song out. That's really what I'm giving this song most of the point, just the way she did it. So I would put it in the C tier. Kurt,
Um, you said we're rating the diss track, correct? Okay, we're rating the
the diss
diss.
track and the impact
We're rating the
and the
diss.
impact of it. We're rating the diss
If
track
we,
and the impact of it. Yeah.
bro, we're rating the diss. If we're rating the bars, it belongs in F tier. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
it ain't
This
that
is
bad.
not, bro. This is not a, bro. Eminem, like we. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. This is not a fair song because Eminem isn't on some diss shit, and he's on the song where she's dissing. So we have to like kind of compartmentalize this and say bump the Eminem and let's just stick to the Nikki part, right? Like that's
Mhm.
what we're doing, right? Like I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfair. Okay, very no. Little Kim smoked the fuck out of her. Okay, the bars were very bland. It's like when people cook chicken with no seasoning. Like it was very bland ass bars, bro.
Oh man.
And then she didn't even give us enough of the bars. Like if you want to rate it as a song, it's a decent song. But if we're gonna rate it as a diss track to actually be dissing, she did it horribly wrong. Why the fuck would you put somebody like Eminem on a diss track with you and he's not dissing? This wasn't Hail
I told
Mary,
you why.
but what I'm saying is that's why as a diss track, that's why I'm saying it doesn't work as a diss track. Of course, Eminem gonna make a demographic. You should have said, well, Eminem, is it somebody you want to diss? Do you want to talk about Benzino after all these years again? Go ahead, you can do that. Then Eminem is not even dissing. He's not even going at nobody. He's spitting regular. Like this whole idea of it's kind of like some Shakur Stevenson type shit. Like it's like my work isn't enough. So let me give you extra. Let me put extra on it. I felt like she didn't have enough for Little Kim So putting Eminem on it, the song will play more. So if the song will play more, then I won. Like she didn't really like, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro, but if you're asking me, this is the D. As a diss track,
Hang it up.
as a
Flat
song,
screen.
as a
You ain't like
song,
that? Hang it up. Flat screen.
Reggie, bro. This is
Flat
the
screen.
second time. This is the second time I almost left your podcast today, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Come on, bro. As a diss song, as a song, as a song, as a song, it's decent. But as a diss, it's trash. But it's not as bad as Jermaine Dupri, so I'm not gonna put it in F. So it's D plus. It's D. It's a D for me, bro. It's a D.
I kicked that hoe. Punt. Come on, man. Stay what you got, man.
Yo, really, you really
You
trying me
got,
today,
you got,
man.
you gotta be shitting me with this stuff, man. You gotta be kidding me with this. It wasn't even really a diss. It wasn't even really a diss song, to be honest with you. Like, she had a couple bars saying it, Lil Kim, but it wasn't like it was that big. Yeah, it's a D. I ain't got time for this, man. Nicki Minaj,
Yeah,
it's,
it's not as
again,
bad as Jermaine Dupri, but it's bad as a
yeah,
diss.
it's not. We're not talking Dupree level of but yeah, no, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of time on this. This was a D.
Yeah,
Um,
we got more
I
important
ain't gonna,
business to
I ain't
tend
gonna,
to.
I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you. I just think that like the rollout of it, the way to make the whole world hear me check you deserves some extra points. But I'm with you.
I mean, yeah, she had nice. It
All
is
right.
a nice rollout. The song was garbage though. But,
Row,
Right.
row, like a Dungeon Dragon. Between like it when
Yeah.
Buster said it. The fuck?
Well, like getting back to a has been. I said it.
yeah,
Has been. Fling it up. Hang it up.
that's,
Flat screen.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is bad. That is bad.
yeah.
That is really bad, Reggie.
Yeah, let's move on, man. That's
All right.
not.
We can
Yeah,
move on. We can move on. We can move on.
yeah.
All right.
Yikes.
Drake Duppy Freestyle. This was the track in a response to Pusha T on Infrared on Daytona.
Mhm.
And Drake responded pretty quickly. I feel like this song came out like the next day after Daytona came out. And yeah, so Kurt, I'll start with you. What do you think of Duppy Freestyle?
Um, like we're rating it on the scale of diss tracks. I really feel bad by putting it here, but we're rating it like by diss tracks, right? Um, we got Sheetha as B, so I have to respect Sheetha as B, right? Duppy, I think is either high class C tier or low class B tier, and I'm gonna tell you why. Drake, he really don't understand hood politics, and he did do a good. He did do. Listen, he spit. Drake won't always spit. Okay, not saying he didn't, but it's a lot of rambling. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it's a lot of filler. Like I said about the game joint. Like you got disses, then it's beat. Like I like. I wish he could have been a little bit more direct. He was very direct, but
That's fine. Thank
it
you.
just didn't satisfy me, man. Just like Shakur Stevenson is about to be my example for everything. Like when it gets you there and it don't quite satisfy you, it's a Shakur Stevenson situation. But I didn't like Drake dissing at that point in time in his career. He became a better diss rep. He became by that Meek Mill diss, he was ready to diss the world. But at this point in time, he was still like trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He was still trying to and he just, I felt like Pusha T had came so hard, he had to say something. Like you said, he responded like damn, it's a response out already. He responded fast as shit with that Duppy. I didn't like the beat. Like he didn't understand like rap. Like that beat is not a, a, a diss track beat to me, bro. I think I felt like he could just say anything on a beat and it would be accepted because he dissing niggas. Like he didn't understand battle rap cadence. And that beat, bro, it's too slow to me. It's too slow to be a diss track.
Mm,
But he spit,
mm.
and um, I give it a B, man. To be honest.
Mm. Yeah, man, I disagree with you, man. That beat was dope on that song, man, and he was spitting like he said, if you rebuke me for working with some of V's, what do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him he thought he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and give him style for 30 hours and let him repeat. Now you popping up with the jokes. I'm dead, I'm asleep. I was just over there putting pen to the sheets, tired of sitting quiet and letting my enemies eat. That's hard, man. Like and it's like ill rebuttal to what Pusha said on Infrared. And you ain't even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. Challenge goes. And I brought Calicos to the Alamo. Like, come on, man. Drake's and I love the beat. So I thought the song was dope. And the interesting thing is that like we're not going to talk about it on this one as far as like the back to back, because I know back to back made like a huge impact.
Yeah,
it was a
back to
great
back
diss
in big
track.
books.
It was a good diss track, but I wouldn't put like back to back in like the top level of diss tracks like a lot of people do. Like I thought Duppy, he rapped way better than he did on back to back. So for me personally, Duppy was good, and because he did Duppy, it gave us what came next. So I think its impact is still pretty high. I would put Duppy in the A tier, personally. Stan, what you got?
I don't know if I put it in the A tier. I probably would put it in the B tier. But again, like he's like Kurt said, I mean, I wasn't that big on Drake dissing people back then, but like I said, the um, the impact of that song and Drake responding as fast as he did to what Pusha was doing. Look, Drake had already done the back to back shit where he pretty much ended Meek Mill's career. Well, I wouldn't say ended his career, but damaged his career. So I don't even remember the Duppy freestyle until I actually listened to snippets of it for this. Didn't even remember it. But Drake has better diss records, I think, on his resume. The
Of course.
back to back was better than that, and of course the shit with Kendrick. Um, so I put it in the B tier. But like I said, it showed me at that time that Drake was not afraid to get in the ring with niggas. You know what I mean? Like to me, that was important that it showed that he was not afraid to get in the ring
Yeah,
and
yeah,
boxing. He
yeah,
wasn't afraid.
yeah,
He wasn't too big
yeah.
in the pop shit. And he wasn't
Right,
too high on the pop shit to get in the ring with niggas like Pusha T. Pusha T is Pusha T. The hip hop niggas know him, but I don't know how many people outside of that would know who fuck Pusha T is.
right,
Particularly people who might
right.
listen to Drake might not even know who the fuck Pusha T is.
And yo, that was it. Like
So
you say, that was a stand for the culture for Drake.
yeah,
You got to stand up as a rapper. He finally stood up. You know what I mean? On some direct shit.
yeah. So I had to give him credit for that. Had to give him credit for that for
All
standing
right,
up
we're gonna
and
go with
getting in
B
the ring
tier.
with Push. Yeah,
Yo, Duppy is equivalent to Shether
All
though.
right.
It is like that is on the same
yeah,
level as Shether. Like
yeah.
if you
Somewhere in
if
that
you want to
level.
be honest, yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
same
I
realm.
can go
Like
with
if you really look at the list, it's not bad, bro.
But his whole list is a very is a
Even
aside from
though even
Jermaine's
though
opinion.
Reggie
Story of
even though
Adidon.
Reggie think Roman's Revenge, even though he think Roman's Revenge is A tier and shit.
I don't know if he said that, but
I didn't say A tier.
I can't believe you didn't put that
All
shit
right.
in there, bro.
I can't, yeah, I know. I seen that shit. I was like, you know what, we're gonna do it for my man Reggie. My man Reggie.
I can't believe you put that in
Wait till you see what I got next. For the next one we do. I got left for you next. I got some good ones coming next. Uh, but all right, let's keep moving. Almost through this story of Adidon. This was the response to Duppy Freestyle from Pusha T. And man, this was
I can't believe
whew,
you got that
Kurt, what you
picture
got,
in there.
man?
Man, you know this is A tier, bro. This is A tier material. This is A tier material. This is A tier material, bro. Bro. He put that whole man life out there, bro. Like he really put that man life out there, bro. This is the one where he talked about the sun, right?
Story 8,
I
yep.
see. I didn't. Yeah, Abidon. I thought. No, it's not called Story of Eight. And ain't it called Story of like Babylon or some shit,
Story of
right?
Adion.
Now it's called the story of
Adion.
Audio.
Adion, yeah.
Adion,
Um,
whatever the fuck the
Yeah.
kid's name is.
this is like this is the one. This is one of the ones I didn't really listen to though, Reg, because this is self-explanatory, bro. You hot in the sun. You was this yo. This is the listen. To be honest with you, Drake got a very good backing. He got a very good team. He got a very good management team because when this song dropped, this shit wasn't even supposed to. It wasn't even supposed to be no Drake and Kendrick beef. This was really supposed to kill Drake. Like I said, Drake got a very good management team, very good hazard team that know how to like keep him marketable regardless. And he was only saved. The only thing that saved Drake is the fact that Pusha T wasn't as big as Drake. If this shit had dropped and Pusha T was a household name like a J. Cole or a Jay Z or Eminem, he one of them household names of rap, bro. This would have ended Drake's career early, bro. This would have ended, bro. This, bro. When it first came out, he was talking about let that man come home, let that son come home, let that girl be your world. Like when he was saying that shit, when he was saying that, bro. I remember listening. He was like, because you know, propaganda is some bullshit. Like this man, yo, Drake don't even seem like the type of nigga that'd be hiding his son. You know what I mean? Like Drake don't even seem like the type of nigga that'd be. Man, Drake, bro, he a lovey-dovey ass nigga, bro. If he had a son, he had that nigga in all the pictures. When we found out that nigga really did have a son and Pusha was telling the truth, bro, he better be lucky that Pusha T wasn't that big at the time. Well, he still ain't that big even now. But bro, this is as potent as any diss song that Kendrick did, except for Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams is something different. This, I'm gonna rate it A tier. The only reason I can't put it S tier, matter of fact, damn. Only reason I can't put it S tier is because it didn't have an S tier impact. It didn't like it hurt Drake. It hurt Drake. But like I said, Dragon Ball, when nigga take the command man, this time Drake was hurt a little bit. He was just hurt a little bit. He ain't staying still. Like this shit hurt Drake. It hurt him. That command man hurt him, but it didn't stop Drake. Cause that nigga came right out and said, I better find your loving. I better find your heart. And we was like, fuck that
Mm-mm.
Pusha T shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
So
No, we didn't.
I'm gonna give it eight. I'm just for the body of work that it is itself, it deserves an A10.
I disagree with you. It's S tier. It's this is one of the greatest diss tracks ever
Wow.
in terms of like what this changed the face of battle rap in terms of like now people want to hear some tea now. In a way it kind of changed it in a bad way because like now you'll hear people say, "Man, this track was alright. I didn't hear anything new," as if that's like a thing. You know, battle when you battle somebody, you can say something that someone else said. It's about how you rework it and whatnot. This track did kind of
Right.
change that because now people want to hear some tea. So I think that's a bad thing about it. But man, he absolutely demolished him. This is Meet the Grams before Meet the Grams, man. I
It
mean,
was, bro.
beyond the fact he said the whole and you know you are hiding a child. Let that boy come home and like come on, like he exposed that guy. He absolutely exposed the fact that he had a child he hadn't told the world about. Like, how can it not be S tier? You talk about impact. Yes, this song had ridiculous impact, man. You had TMZ talking about a Pusha T song. Yes, this had impact, devastating impact. You know, and what about when he because again it is Meet the Grams before Meet the Grams. When he
It
said
is. It literally
what
is.
did he say? He was talking about his mom not being yeah the marriage is something that Sandy never had. Drake, how you a winner, keep coming in last place. Monkey suit Dennis, you
Um,
parade him. A Steve Harvey suit nigga made. Oh my god, man! Like Pusha, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. You can't. He shouldn't have been doing that. Yeah, oh my god, it messed up. Then what he said about then he told that line of going too far because at the end when he said what about 40, that was a little rough. That was the tick tick tick. That man is six. Like oh my push, you a little far, but that's battle rap, man. S tier for
Yeah,
me.
that's battle
Stan,
rap.
what you
Yeah,
got?
SK is not a stretch. It's not.
No.
It's S.
What you think, Stan?
Stan, what you got? You got
I give it a. I would probably put it in the A tier. I don't know if I put it in the S tier, but I put it in the A tier definitely. And yeah, I put it in the A tier. I think that shit was again
all right.
the premise of the song that Joe just said. I get hot in the sun. Y'all said everything, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you
Drake.
hot son, bro. Like,
Again, the beginning of making it fashionable to diss Drake was the beginning of Pusha will again push the it's fashionable to diss Drake thing. And again, the hide in the sun there, that's as personal as it gets. It was as personal as of a song as you're gonna get. Besides the fact that awful album cover exposing
besides the
Drake in
fact that,
blackface,
oh yeah,
the
I forgot about
exposing Drake in blackface,
blackface. He blackfaced him.
which
Yeah.
Drake I don't think has really. I mean, he did kind of say what it was, but dude, I
He
don't,
explained it.
I didn't get a satisfactory explanation for why the fuck you in blackface.
That shit
But
crazy.
Yeah, he explained it, but that I mean, again, I'm gonna. This is battle rap. I'm gonna take something out of context and I'm gonna run with it. So
And I'm
it
gonna
is what
run
it
with it.
is.
Yep, that's what we do. Yep,
yeah,
exactly what battle
yeah,
rap is about.
that whole blackface thing, it was damaging. It was not as damaging as what's happening to Drake now, but it was pretty damaging at that point.
Yeah,
It was pretty damaging, fellas.
absolutely.
I'm gonna have to
So,
jump off here and eat me some grub.
All right,
okay,
Big
all
Stan.
good. We'll finish it up. We'll finish it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump. Yeah, Reggie, I'm gonna holler at you later on this afternoon. All right.
All right, man.
All right, Big Stan.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Thanks a
later,
lot.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right, so we're almost done here. Eminem nailing the coffin. Um, this is S tier for me. This one
It's S
actually,
tier,
to me, this
bro. It's S tier.
yeah, this has to me this has the greatest rebuttal in hip hop history because on Benzino's diss track he had said something about hanging Eminem off the thing like Vanilla Ice, and this dude, what did M say on that song? How you gonna hold me over some balcony without throwing your lower back out as soon as you go to lift me? Please don't. You'll probably fall with me, and our asses will both be history. But then again, you'll probably get your wish because we'll be all over the street like 50 Cent. Knockout,
That shit
battle
crazy.
over, a rap,
That's
S tier.
crazy. It took for a murder suicide for you to get what you wanted in life.
Body
That's
bag.
basically what he said, bro. Yeah, bro. And then, yo, you gotta understand, this wasn't Eminem that this was Shady. Slim Shady was different. Slim Shady was different. Like, I don't give a fuck about Eminem. I don't give a fuck about Marshall Mathers, but I'd probably die for Slim Shady if I had to. You understand? Like, this was Shady. Like, this is when he was like Vicodin popping, cocaine sniffing, 3 shots of Everclear, 4 beers and 7 blunts, fucked up in the studio, not giving a fuck about nothing. Like, that is the wrong version of Eminem, bro, to be
Right.
even trying to beef with, bro. Like, there's nowhere where he won't go. And then he was funny with it. He was comical with it. Um, Eminem made it cool to laugh in battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
see Charlie Clips now. You know
Right.
what I mean? He always joking. Like, Eminem made that type of shit cool for us to pause in the middle of all the beef and laugh at this nigga. You know what I mean? I don't even, and the thing is, Reggie, I don't even think he was taking him serious. I think he was looking from it. Like
Mhm.
when he did that Ja Rule beef and he did
Yeah.
that song, he was focused. He was focused. I felt like Killshot, he was in that bitch like, yo, I'm just experimenting with a lab rat right here. Hey guys, let's shoot him up with this drug. Hey, let's shoot him up with that drug. Hey, you know what? Let's see if he can stand the heat. Like, he was experimenting with a lab rat, bro. That wasn't even like serious M. That was just M, like him. Okay. How about let's see what happened if we shoot cancer inside of his big toe. See how his big toe react. Like, he was experimenting with this nigga, bro. He wasn't even taking yo seriously, and he did this shit. This is S tier, bro. Nail in the coffin. Yo, Yo, the next time we seen Benzino was on Reality Love TV show and shit. Think about that shit. The source and all that shit died after that.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that like I actually would put. We're gonna talk about this one in a different video, but I thought the first one was actually a bit worse because the sauce he really like broke down the whole business of the magazine and disrespected him along with it. But man, that was
Mm-hmm.
and it had so many like iconic lines. The "Let it go, dog, it's over." Like you know how we talk about like ether became like a thing. Like for a while we used to say that and we would like snapping like "Let it go,
Yeah,
dog, it's
yeah,
over."
let it go, dog. It's over. Yeah. Yeah, because he was trying to hold on to the magazine, bro. He was
Yeah,
trying to revive that shit and all that. Like, nah, bro. When he said that, I think we all officially let it go too. You know what I'm saying? Like he
yeah.
was really trying to hold on to it. He couldn't, bro. That yo, and see, like I said, M wasn't even taking niggas seriously. It could do that shit. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
it was
It was
it
a
was a
totally different tone. You know what I
just
mean?
devastating disrespect.
Devastating, bro.
What he
Devastating.
said,
That's clear.
smack my mom, smack the fuck out of her. She can't sue you. She wouldn't get a buck out of you. She broke as fuck. Suck. You're a
That
fucking
shit
joke.
crazy.
You was really selling coke. Why'd you stop for it, dummy? If you slung some crack, you make a whole more money than you do from rap. Good
Like,
God, man. He
yo,
fried
like,
that
yeah,
nigga.
like that's what I'm saying. That's not even like, and that's like him just laughing at him. Like he's been what's the word, satirical? I think that's the
Yeah,
word I should be using. Yeah, he's not even like I said, when he did that Ja Rule shit, he was angry, he was mad, he was serious about that. This nail in the coffin shit, bro, he probably wrote that shit while he was playing Game Boy or something. Like he was playing a
facts.
video game or something and was smoking a blunt and just was writing rhymes about Benzino at the same time, bro. It wasn't even serious.
Yeah, and I
That's
can't
it.
even I can't even move on without mentioning like probably my favorite bar of the battle is when he said y'all tried to jump the Rough Riders and they cut you up. Then you put Jada on the track. That's how much you suck dick to the industry. Talking about you on the streets hustling. You sit behind a fucking desk at the source butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances. You can't even get the clearances because real lyricists don't even respect you or take you serious.
God damn.
The
You gotta
referee.
understand, like, hey, yo, I remember they did get in a fight with the Locks. And then you'll say
Yeah.
you put Jada on the song. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Yeah, and he was, like I said, he wasn't even taking it serious, bro. Wasn't even taking it serious.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's finish. We finished it up. So we got Canibus second round KO. Um, for
You
me,
go first with this one, baby.
I would put this in the S tier as well, man, because like I just think that like Canibus like demolished LO on this song along with the impact. This song absolutely had impact. Like this song was getting played
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. And the way he
Mm-hmm.
put everything together on this song was just perfect, from the bars, from the rebuttal, the video. Like he had the
Mm-hmm.
actual boxing video. He had Mike Tyson on the
Mike
song.
Tyson in it. Yeah.
And we talk about like iconic disses, like because obviously it started because LL dissed them on 4 3 2 1,
4 3 2 1.
and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the last thing LL says on there is LL Cool J, nigga, greatest of all time. And then he responded with the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. And like to this day, people say that on March 9th, somebody will say like the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. That happened on
Yep.
that phrase was Canibus on second round knockout. So
Yep.
yeah, he smashed him.
When that
Um,
nigga said, when he said we can even kick it on your own sitcom, I even wait for the audience to applaud. Like
Watch me rip
what?
the tat off your arm, kick you in the groin, stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your mom, the first, second, and third born, make your wife get on a
Get
horn
on the
called
horn
Minister
and come in.
Farrakhan.
Like, and you see, Farrakhan was squashing a lot of beefs back then. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
understand why he said that.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
definitely S tier. This is
yeah.
definitely S tier.
That's it.
Definitely S tier.
Everything you need in a diss record was put together perfect on this song. It's S
Yes.
tier, and to me, like it's up there as at the top 10 diss record. It was incredible,
And I think
and
not only that, I think that beat is one of the greatest beats you could diss on. Like when you battle
yeah,
rap, you gotta have like either a dark sound or you gotta have like an upbeat sound. This had an upbeat and dark sound to it. The
Mhm.
bass, doom,
Yeah,
doom,
yeah,
doom, doom, doom. Like you got it. Your voice has to overshadow the beat, but it has to mesh with it at the same time. I think that's an excellent song to diss somebody to, bro. You
yeah,
want to diss a nigga? That's the beat to use right then and there. Right, that's it for you. That's one of the best. Another thing about that, yo, this was LL.
yeah,
Like at this time, people don't understand this. At this time, these are niggas like that were influenced. The industry was still influenced by LL at that time. You know what I'm saying? It's like now niggas influenced by Kobe, but in 1996 and 97, Kobe and Vince Carter and T Mac and them niggas was being influenced by Mike, right? You know what I mean? Mike was the man. LL was the Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And it didn't play out like that, but at that time, Canibus was the Kobe's. He was the T Mac. He was the Vince Carter, the young dude coming in the league. You know, he was AI trying to cross up Jordan at the free throw line, bro. L was regarded as one of the GOAT. He still is regarded, but at that time he was regarded as like higher up on the list. You know what I mean? So this was really, and Canibus was a rookie. This was literally rookie AI
yeah,
versus Jordan. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And he crossed him, right? This is when he crossed him, bro. Like, so the impact of it definitely. I mean, the impact's so big. A lot of people don't even know Canibus as the lyricist that he was, but they know him for dissing LL.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah. Man, I can't.
definitely S tier. Definitely
Real
S tier.
niggas feel 99% of your fans wear high
With
heels.
high heels. What? What? Hey, we're going. Hey, that worked against him, bro. But we can talk about that in the next one, bro. That worked
Yep,
against him. That worked
yep, and that is,
against him, though.
yep, and that is the next one. LL's response, Ripper Strikes Back.
S
It was good.
tier.
No, we're
S,
gonna disagree on this one. This one
bro.
we
I'm
might have to we might need Stan to give us a tiebreaker on this one. I'm gonna text him and we might have to change it. But
yo. I'm gonna go
um,
S tier, bro. I'm and I'm
S tier, how?
yes,
Explain to me how. Okay, I'm ready.
bro. First of all, okay, it didn't age well. Pussy ass rhymes making my dick hard. Like that shit don't age well. Okay, but at the time, that's how they talk. Okay, yo, when he said what he said, he said something like, um, he said, take a mic and riff it, melt it down to liquid, put it in his lungs and drown him till I grip it. Like, then he said 99% of your fans don't exist.
Fire.
Like, bro, huh? What'd you say?
No, I
You
said
say,
fire.
yeah,
Fire.
fire. Yo, he had it's a couple other things he said. And then he told him, he said, I make a song with every syllable of your name. The
Mm,
nigga said, can I bust?
yeah.
Yes, you can. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Then he said, I see that convicted rapist on the song. What
Yeah.
he say? It's all better, boo. It's
Yeah.
all better, boo. Like, what the fuck? He said after he said it's all butter, boo, fresh from the jail cell, ass cheeks still
Yeah.
black and blue. Bro,
Yeah.
listen, bro. Yo, LL said some shit, bro, in that
Yeah.
song, bro.
He did. He did.
And LL had the streets with him. I think both. I think this is Ether and like Takeover. These are two S class songs, bro. These are two S class tracks with two rappers went at each other. If you ask me, I would give Canibus the slight edge, but this is S tier. This is me at the top. Me at the top, bro. And you coming up and you trying to take my spot. And LL proved that after and you gotta understand, LL had killed a bunch of niggas, Cool Mo D, all them other niggas. He done already killed niggas in battles.
He
And
he if we being real, he really didn't. Like LL won those battles the same way he won this battle. He won it because he was the bigger star and he went on to continue his career while the other person floundered. You go back and listen to it. Kumo D body bag L. If you go back and listen to the tracks,
hey yo, put that on the
he
list,
did.
yo.
I will.
Put
He
that on the
bodied him.
list.
He
Put
bodied
that
him.
on the list.
I will.
Put
I
that on
will.
the list. But I do think it's it had to me. I feel like it has to be S tier because like where second round KO is and where it is next to second round KO. I don't think it's that big of a gap. You might think it's a big gap between this and second round KO, but I don't think it's that big of a gap between them, between the two lyrically. Now, this is where it might get bumped down to A tier right here. This is the part right here. Although majority of people will tell you LL won that battle, they remember the second round KO more.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point.
So that might bump it down to 18. Even though
Yeah.
people think that he won, they still remember second round KO more.
And that's the most bizarre thing about this battle is that like if you go on like if you look at like all-time great diss record list, you will always see second round knockout mentioned in the top 10. You won't see Ripper Strikes Back mentioned at all. So how
At
in what
all.
world did LO actually like win? He won because he was the bigger artist. He won because he got the industry on his side. He got the fans on his side, which is part of battle. I get that. That's
Right,
the reason.
right.
That's the reason why Kendrick beat Drake because he was able to get the fans on his side and whatnot.
Facts.
You know, so I get
It's a
that.
little
That's
bit more than that, but yeah.
no, that's why.
Oh my
That's
God.
why.
All right, we're not even going to do this right now. We're not going to do it right now.
But like we don't even mention the and the River Strikes Back is good. I'm not saying it's not a good diss track. It's definitely a good diss track. His rebuttals on there are top notch. The don't ever
Yeah,
mention who he said. Don't ever open your mouth and mention my seed. Talking about my book you bought to read. Like that's a hard rebuttal because Canibus said
that
on
shit
his like
crazy.
I read your book, search the footnotes about how you used to sniff coke, fronting like a drug-free role model. You disgust me. I seen better than smoke. You see you smoke weed recently, which is a good line for
Recently,
Canibus. But LL was like, well, you bought it, so you're a fan. So that was a hard rebuttal. Of course, like you said, the 99% of your fans don't exist as among the greatest rebuttals ever.
that's one of the greatest rebuttals ever,
It
ever.
really is. So yeah, he killed it. He stomped Canibus on there, but I can't put it in S tier because it's not mentioned among those
The
great diss records.
greatest.
It's not
That's
mentioned among
fair.
great diss records. Like honestly, like I don't even think it would be mentioned if we're looking at the way we tiered this. I don't think Ripper Strikes Back will be mentioned up here with JadaKiss, Checkmate, Game 300 Bars, or Story of Adidon. I don't think Ripper Strikes Back even belongs in that category. Really, it belongs in B, but let's see what Stan says. Stan just responded.
What do you say?
Stan agrees with you. He has Ripper Strikes Back in the S tier, so he agrees with
That's
you.
fair, bro.
All right,
The reason
all right.
we might have to bump it down. We might have to bump it down because niggas remember Cannabis more than they remember him, bro. That one. So to be fair, it could be S tier. To be fair,
Okay, I'm gonna put it in A because I would personally
yeah.
say,
Put it in A tier. I'm sorry, I said S tier. A tier. Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
okay, A tier is fair. A tier is fair. A tier is fair, but it's last on the list. It's not messing with any of these A tiers we got on here currently. But it's definitely a good diss track for sure. All right, cool. We're done, man. That'll it. We will do a part 2. We'll have some more tracks, and we will get busy with another one, man. Anything else you want to say on this one, Kurt?
Man, you already know what it is. I want to give a shout out to all the silver linings out there watching it. Just know till the next time we see you. Hey, let them know that Game of Thrones is coming soon. It's
Oh
coming
yeah, we're gonna do
soon.
some
The
stuff
House
with
of Dragon.
some stuff.
We're gonna be doing
Absolutely,
that soon, man. Let them know, man.
will do, man. All right, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Till we meet again.
Peace.
Later, man.